There was an old man who lived in the tallest tower. It sat amongst the busy streets and had long become a home for the creatures of the wood who had no shelter of their own. That was the place they found one another, the place they realized they could be who they were supposed to be. Each night, the heavy wooden door and welcome them in with open arms in exchange for a single treasure. There would be laughing, dancing, touching every night until it was time to leave. The creatures loved this as their home. Days 8 hours, months 8 days, and years 8 months, and they came back night after night after night to celebrate and discover one another over and over again. They were happy. Amongst his treasures, the old man sat atop his tower and looked down at the creatures. He let their gold slip through his fingers and stared at the blank walls that surrounded him. He felt he needed something more. As the sun set on another day, the creatures gathered, eagerly awaiting his arrival outside the great door. And after some time, the old man appeared, holding an empty bag, demanding they pay him 2 treasures for their entry. The creatures, dismayed, cried out in the hope that he would change his mind, but he would not. Reluctant and confused, they paid the toll to his tower and entered together. They danced and laughed and held one another until the morning. Days passed, and the creatures gradually became accustomed to their new routine, until one day, late, the old man arrived at the door holding a bucket and demanded they pay him 3 treasures as entry to the tower. They cried out in pain, but he was deaf to their cries. He needed only their riches. He had forgotten about them. The creatures, divided, walked back into the forest with only the select few remaining and paying toll to enter the tower. The outcasts wandered for what felt like an age until they came upon a clearing, and out in the open they studied one another. A few began to dance, tentatively at first, and others joined until the dance became more powerful and stronger and freer than it had before. In the tower, the old man was pleased. His pockets felt full, but with only a select few staying in the tower, it gradually grew cold and empty. The rooms fell quiet. Alone and poor, the old man became his own prisoner. The creatures moved freely round the forest, happy having found what they needed in one another: home.